This is chapter 13, set D, problem 1. So it says we have these boxes. We're supposed to say whether the color and number are dependent or independent. So remember, independent means that the two things won't affect each other. So we're trying to figure out our color and number, independent or dependent. We're trying to compare this. Now looking at it, it had these are nicer boxes than what I could draw on here easily. But the numbers 1, 2, and 2 are white. And the numbers 1, 2, and 2 are black for part A. So for part A, when you look at it, if you think about it, the 1, 2, and 2 are white, 1, 2, and 2 are black. So you get the exact same chances whether it's black or white. So like if I told you I got a 1, well, you'd have a half a chance, or there'd be a 50% chance that it came from this group, or a 50% chance that it came from the black group. Knowing that it's a 1 doesn't tell you which group it comes from because both groups have 1, 1. Or if I told you it was a 2, well, you're like, oh, well, there's 2 2s in either group, so I still don't know which group it came from. There's no way to tell which group it was more likely to come from. So it's independent because knowing what number you got isn't going to tell you what group you're in. Or if I did the opposite, if I told you it's black, well, you still don't know if it's a 1, 2, or 2 because you have the same chances for it to be 1, 2, and 2 if it's black or if it's white. For part B, we're going to say the same logic because there's 3 different colors, but notice the numbers are exactly the same in each one. So if I tell you a black, your choices are still 1 and a 2. If I tell you it's gray, your choices are still 1 or 2. If I tell you it's white, your choices are still 1 or 2. So like the chances of what number it's going to be doesn't change based on the color. So we say independent. Okay, and for part C, notice this one though, it finally changed. So in the whites we have 1, 2, and 3, but in the blacks we have 1, 2, and 2. That means something is finally different. So like if I tell you that I got a 2, it would be more likely to come from the black group because it has 2 2s. It still could come from the white group, but the probability changed. It's more likely to have come from the black group. Or if I tell you that you're going to be in the black group, then you know a 2 is more likely than 1 because there's 2 2s, but only 1 1. But in the white group, there's only 1 2 out of 3. So the chances changed. So like if you were white, then the probability of getting, say, a 2 would be 1 out of 3. But if it's black, then the probability of getting a 2 is 2 out of 3. So the probabilities changed. So like the probabilities of getting a 2, now I just picked 2, I could have picked a different number. Getting 2 changes based on your color. So anytime you have something where knowing one thing will change the probability of getting something else, then you know it is dependent. They do affect each other.